Good morning, everyone, and welcome to 5 a day, 5 minutes to help us build our spiritual life. I know it's early in the morning, but those of you watching live will have realised that it's not 9 o'clock, but we're much earlier. When we started out on lockdown and I started this 5 a day, thought 9 o'clock, great time of the morning to do it every day. However, as much as we like to think we're in control of our diaries and everything, external events happen which sometimes mean I have to change things, and that's why I've had to do this morning. Don't worry, if you're catching it later, it will make no difference to you. But we've been starting to look in Ephesians 6 at external forces and how we should be prepared for external things that attack us and would seek to deflect us or stop us in our spiritual life. We've looked a lot over the preceding weeks at things that we need to do internally, things that we need to get right to help us to grow and to mature. But particularly here in this passage where Paul talks about putting on the whole armour of God, the complete armour of God, being immersed in what God has got for us and wants to put on defensively and then attacking in terms of being proactive as Christians. He recognises that there are external forces. We talked a little bit yesterday about the forces of evil that were against Jesus and his ministry. Didn't stop him from doing what he wanted to do, even though they might have thought they did, but are against his disciples and have always been against his disciples. And so we're encouraged to put on the full armour of God so that we might stand in battle, but also we might stand firm. And in verse 14 it says this: stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, and with the breastplate of righteousness in place. It's a good picture here of a Roman soldier. Paul uses such military terms quite often in different ways, and he uses the belt more than once, but with different meanings and in different ways. So he talks about the belt of truth buckled round your waist. The soldier would have the belt there, not just to hold their tunic together and in place, but actually when they put the breastplate on, the belt helped to keep the breastplate in place. Also from the belt you'd have the scabbard down, and that of course is where the soldier would have their sword so that they'll be ready to grab it and ready for action. So the belt was a key thing, and it would be actually the first thing that they would put on as they start to put on their armour. In fact, the order here is pretty much as a Roman soldier would put their armour on in getting ready. So it says, stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, and with the breastplate of righteousness in place, that protects the heart, protects your body, protects you from being attacked. And so here we have truth and righteousness. In Isaiah 59 and verse 17, it speaks of God putting on the breastplate of righteousness. Why? Because he saw no justice, he saw no righteousness around him. There was nobody, and so God steps in, and with his breastplate of righteousness comes in, and he brings truth and he brings justice. And as Christians, we're called to stand always ready, always prepared, because the battle is around us and we never know when we're going to be here. Stand with truth and with righteousness, truth and righteousness. We're called to be truthful, we're called to be righteous people, we're called to stand for what is right. Yes, there's the implication here of the truth of the gospel, and also of the righteousness of God that's come into our life. But we're to put those on because those are things to enable us to live our lives 24/7. And we should be people who stand for justice, who stand for truth, who stand for rightness and righteousness, who stand for what is proper in this world. And I'm so proud of so many Christians who make a huge difference in their lives, in their homes, in their workplaces, in their schools, in their colleges, amongst their neighbours, because they stand for truth and righteousness. And we need to do that. And if we do that, then we're protecting ourselves from the enemy and what the enemy will throw at us to try and deflect us, try and stop us, to try and sidetrack us. So stand firm in all the armour of God. God bless you. I look forward to catching up with you again tomorrow morning, hopefully actually at 9 o'clock. Have a great day.